heard that I allowed my children to do drugs, which I have no idea where they got that from. I don't allow my children to do drugs.
Well, it probably was just made up anyway. I mean, come on.
I mean, it was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. So they pulled off, actually, the perfect crime.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. I can't even believe something like that nuts would happen. So how did you get up getting back on BTR? I mean, what happened with all that?
Well, I basically gave BTR the finger because I got royally screwed. I was doing really good when I got knocked off BTR. I was like I was number one. I was hot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I told them to get fucked, and I went over and joined. I just got my own network built up, which I still have.
Yeah.
And then about 2 months ago, BTR's nighttime listening audience had dwindled to nothing. And everybody was saying, Debbie, go back and get on BTR. All I did was I just called Shannon and I said, is y'all's listening audience kind of dwindling? I mean, because I noticed there was nobody on there at night anymore.
Right.
And she said, hey, if you want to come back, come back. And I did, and that's what I'm doing.
So they forgave and forgot, basically.
I guess. I don't know, but I will go on record as saying I think I got the royal screw.
Well, I agree. You did. That's a terrible thing to have happened, and they didn't give a shit. Obviously, they didn't give a shit about you. That's what
my attorney called Alan Levy himself, and when he looked at my show, he goes, Jesus Christ, she pulls the numbers.
Right.
And she said she may not be featured and on the front page, but as far as I was averaging 300 to 500 live listeners a night.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not bragging. It was not me alone. I had a whole cast of characters on there.
Yeah.
I had Laura Shango. I had, Rooter. I had a lot of people on there. We were on there every night pushing out content, okay? And I had great music because I got through my radio. My family is in radio. I'm licensed under BMI, CSEC, and ASCAP to play anything that I want on the air, right?
Right.
We were rocking it, man. We were everything from Ted Nugent down. I mean, and so people were really enjoying the show. Well, anyway, my attorney goes, how can you do that? He goes, we have the authority to get rid of anybody at anyone. Basically, BTR used it, I believe, to get rid of me because I was fly paper for trolls.
Wow.
There you have it.
Wow.
I don't understand, because if you heard some of the other shows that are on there, some of them other shows are absolutely insane with the content that they have. So for them to kick you off for something that was not your fault, that seems awkward to me.
I agree, because that was not, compared to what you hear on the other shows, specifically like she just said, I mean, that's nothing.
Some of the shit that's on some of these shows is absolutely ridiculous.
Right.
What had happened is there were a lot of people that were paying a lot of money that were complaining about the trolls that were on BTR, and they felt that I was flypaper for them. I was part of the problem that kept them on there. Are you with me?
Yeah.
They were all over me. They were all, y'all, I swear to God, it was, you listen to some of those shows, and I'm like Vince, I'm a caller-based show. Every incoming call, I'd go, hi, you're on the air with Debbie Daly, and they'd be going like, fat nigger, or they'd be saying something really horrible things. They'd say, cunt, and I'd be like, I couldn't even answer the phone anymore. It was crazy.
That's terrible. God. That's horrible. So you've just kind of rebuilt your whole audience over the past how long has it been, 2 or 3 months, or what, or a year, or what?
I've done 52 shows.
Wow.
And I've had almost 9,000 listens. So
that's a lot. That's a lot. That's crazy. So what about the whole Jew thing? What about that? What's the deal?
Okay. What I meant by that is when I heard him on your, I know what I've been told, because since over the summer, I ended up, believe it or not, some people in the BWC are actually pretty cool people. Okay, there's some people on there that really aren't bad guys.
Uh-huh.
They're really not. And I ended up not really making friends, I guess you would say, with them, but sort of friends with them, but not really. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay. They told me where their secret chat room is and blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, they told me over the course of the summer. Okay, now Jane Dormer, who is the girl, she's the head honcho. She's a C++ hacker, okay? She told me stuff that I was I was unbelievable that I couldn't believe about how they did stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was talking with Mr. Jew over because he came to my show from Vince's. I met him at Vince's, and he was really hot on for me. I mean, he was all over me. And he did a show. His very first show was dedicated to me. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, I didn't listen to it, but I saw the title and everything. Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
He had all these other freaking host name on there. Did not mention a one. It was all about me. And if I'm speaking to him, have Debbie Daly call in, I'm like, blow me, get away. I'm not going to do that. So I don't know. I just show no fear to it nowadays. And, like, if they call into my show, I just hang up on them. And, I don't know.
Well, I mean, my whole thing about it has been, I mean, I've watched him since he came on. He came on about the same time I came on, and I saw him, the first time I saw him, I think was in Vince's room. And I was like, okay, I listened to him. I thought, he had some good points or whatever. And then he kind of became more and more and more kind of like a parasite or something. It's like he would go to each room and go to another room and kind of insert himself into the conversation no matter what it was. And so I don't mind having him on my show, like Vince doesn't either, to a degree, but if he's trying to hack me and that kind of stuff, that would piss me off. I would be very unhappy with that. Or if he's being mean or rude or something, that would be, I would not be happy with that at all. So you've had a different experience with him than I have, is what I'm trying to say. So.
Let me read something.
Yeah, well, when I first, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to read something to you that I was given just the other day by one of the people, but go ahead.
Go ahead,
I've got it.
Slugga.
Well, it says.
No, I was just going to say. Oh, I'm sorry.
You thought you said go ahead, me.
Oh, Slugga, sorry.
No, what I was going to say was the first time that I had met One Angry Jew, I came into a conversation that he was already having with somebody, and I came in at the wrong time, misunderstood what he said, and I flipped out, so I totally took the blame for that.
I remember I heard that. I was in the room. That's the first time I heard you, actually. I was like, I like her. But anyway. Yeah.
I got mad. I mean, the conversation that he had. But if you notice, One Angry Jew comes in on a conversation when he hears something that's a little strange. Like tonight on Vince's show, he was talking to Basic Bitch. And I like Basic Bitch. Like, at first, I wasn't feeling that whole crew because they were being like really obscene and shit like that. But once I started talking to them and being a little nice and calm, they're not bad in my chat rooms now.
Right.
You know what I mean? They show me the respect. So I've learned that, it depends on how you treat somebody.
Wait. I just want before you go on, I just want to say I talked to Basic Bitch for like half an hour on my show once, like about, I don't know, a week ago or two.
About the object thing?
Yeah, the whole object thing about his, I don't know if that's true or not, but it was an interesting conversation. And I had absolutely nothing against him at all. But then he started coming in with Caramel Queen and all those people like that and started saying rude things to me. So that's disrespectful to me, and I don't want that kind of disrespect in my room. So that's why I don't let him come in. And last night or the night before last, I played Mariah Carey for him and everything else. Just I thought maybe it'd calm him down. He'd be nice to me. And then as soon as I played it, he's started saying mean things again. So I don't know. Your experience is different than my experiences with them, and so I just don't want them in my room. But, you and Vince can apparently wrangle them in, so that's good.
Vince lets them talk all crazy in my
show.
I won't. Like, they got to be nice or I'm not going to deal with that. And as far as One Angry Jew, there's not one time. Like, I've seen him I thought I saw his picture in my room tonight. Like in the listeners panel, but he had said that he wasn't there, so I was a little confused on
I heard that.
That's why I'm saying that if he's hacking someone else's page, then somebody's hacking him also.
That could be true.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know. He said that he wasn't there, but I could swear that I've seen his picture down there.
Right.
But he hasn't. One Angry Jew has not once come to my show and caused any kind of problems or any kind of trouble or anything like that.
He hasn't caused any problems on my show either that I've noticed.
Okay, listen to this. I'm on Skype right now as we speak. With one of the major players in the BWC.
Yeah.
And he actually Skyped me and said, "What's up, Debbie?" And I said, "Not much, just hanging out late." He goes, "The baby not up yet?" I said, "Let me ask you something. Can people hack VTR and stop shows like major hackers?" And he said, "I can." He goes, "But not right now because they changed their code a little bit." Now, I'm going to show you right here. I'm live on, so we have to figure it out again. let me ask you something. It says, yeah, but we have been doing that forever. And I said, let me ask you something. He said, what? And I said, it cost them thousands of dollars to fix it. He's talking to him. He's one of the guys. Okay, let's see. Is he a hacker? He'll tell me. He'll know. He's one of the major players. It's in the under, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never give out his name. Yeah, these guys, they write, they're C++, they write codes or something. I don't know. It's all Greek to me. I get it, Greek.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I know what C++ is. It's a language, but yeah. Well, so they can, it's possible, but they can't do it right now, he said, because they changed their code, and they're just going to have to find a way around it or whatever.
Yeah, that's what he answered. And then I just asked him, is the Jew guy a hacker? He hasn't answered me yet because he may be wondering why I asked him that.
Oh, okay. All right.
He hasn't answered, so.
Well, he probably is because he himself has said he's like a computer guy. He said he's a consultant, is what he says he is. And he's in the computer industry and does something with computers. So I would guess he is. Hey, one angry Jew, if that's you for real. We're talking about you as usual. So I don't know what the deal is, but I don't know if he is or not. So I guess maybe you can tell us.
He's the new sheriff in town, and he's there to do all this crap and all this blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whatever, At this point, when you've been once bitten, I can handle it. Whatever. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. So you haven't let him back in your room at all? Is that what's happened?
Oh, no, he comes in there, but when he calls in, have you ever signed into your show on your switchboard and somebody's already sitting there?
No, I have not. But I've noticed anyway, no.
Okay.
You mean like the chat room, or what do you mean?
No, on your switchboard. Like you dial into your board and you look and you go, oh, we've already got a call.
No, I've never had that happen yet. No. Has that happened to you?
Yeah, and it's him sitting there. So he's already gone into www.flashchat123.com, and that's where you do it. It's Cinchcast is what BTR uses as their platform.
Right.
So, whatever. But I don't know how to do these things. All I know is with the crap I went through, I was asking a lot of questions.
You just know it's possible, so.
I'm not stupid, and I made friends with the enemy, wink, wink. You know what I'm talking about?
Right, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I get all these people telling me, because I've said this a million times, I don't have a problem with him. I mean, if he's hacking me and that kind of thing, I would have a problem with him, obviously. But I don't have a problem with him because I have a good debate with him. I was having a good debate with him tonight until the thing happened with the switchboard. But so people.
Taking control of your show, though, and that's what I can't stand. He takes over towards his show.
Well, that's what I started to say, is that the last two times, like last night he called, and I didn't answer the phone at all because I knew that if I answered the phone, he would try to do that again. And the night before that, he tried to attempt to do that. I let him talk, whatever, for a long time. And so I told him tonight, I said, if I let you speak, I guess if that's him in the chat room, he can hear me, but if I let him speak, then I'm going to interject, and if he doesn't let me speak, I'm going to mute him. And so when I started talking to him tonight, it was more of a back and forth conversation, and I don't think he's used to hearing me actually talk back to him. Usually it's me just listening to him, and then I speak later. So I don't mind it as long as there's a discourse and we're going back and forth. It's just the way he tries to take over the show and starts talking and won't let you speak. That drives me crazy. I hate that. And he does that in a lot of people's rooms. I know he did that, and he does it in Vince's room and your room, so.
Yeah, like I was on topic last night. Well, not tonight, but last night.
Right.
He calls in and he just starts talking about himself. He goes, oh, I went into this show and I did that and I pissed this off and Benjamin something and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, dude, I've got a show going on here.
Right.
Whatever. So I don't know.
I know what you mean. But I don't know. I really wish I could just stop talking about the guy because all he ever does is interject himself and then something happens. And tonight wasn't really his fault unless he was the one hacking. He was actually hacking me or something. But I don't know what to believe. The truth is I don't know what to believe. I have people telling me he's a hacker and you got to watch out for him. People saying you got to watch out for him because he'll try to control your show.